Vodafone presents the pre-match.
Let's get into it then. Day number 2 of ESL One Hamburg. Welcome back to the panel. Paul Red Eye Chandler as your host. We're alongside Kyle and Fogged for our opening matchup, which is an interesting matchup for a number of reasons, not least of which the fact that Vici Gaming are undefeated so far. They've gone 4-0 in their group, in Group A, and they go head-to-head with Team Secret, who weren't perfect yesterday, but they played very well. So 2 very good teams, 2 teams potentially, Kyle, that could get out of this group in the top 2 spots.
Yeah, definitely. I think yesterday, Sylar, we talked about him already in the pre-show, but really impressed. Got Weaver twice against Pain, effectively won those games by himself. I'd say he's one of, if not the best carry on these mobility and rotation-centered one heroes. His Lycan was unstoppable. His Weaver's incredible. Like, I love when he's in a position to just control the tempo of a game.
Yeah, he's just a beast, honestly. Sylar's always been like that.
Let's start with Secret.
Okay.
Let's start with them.
See how it is, Paul?
Well, I'm trying to cover up something that you may not have noticed. Well, he plays for the other team in the other group.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I was
trying to help. I was trying to help you. It was a test, Kyle. Yeah, of course, it was a test. I forgot.
He was confusing the hell out of me for a second.
I was trying to help out. I didn't want to make that. I was like, this is the wrong team.
I opened the tab and I'm looking. I'm like, dude, Tyler's not listed. What the hell's going on right now?
Yeah, he left. He's gone to the other team. Yeah, that was awkward, but we got through it, Kyle. It's fine. I'm trying to have your back, buddy.
It's all good.
Let's talk about Secret anyway. How do you rate their opening day, Fogged?
It was, I think, pretty good. I mean, they won 3 out of their 4 games, and I think the game that they lost, their draft was
atrocious.
Whoops.
It was awful. I was after the games, I was watching the end of the Man U game with Matt, and he was just like, "Oh man, that was rough." Like the whole team. Pete, apparently there was like some issue where Pete and Puppy weren't communicating, and yeah, it ended up, it was rough. The end.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, doesn't it? It happens to the best of them out there. I mean, Puppy's a phenomenal drafter usually, and sometimes try something that doesn't go quite right.
That's the product of a brilliant mind, right? Every once in a while, you burn the souffle. Like,
Indeed.
You can't make art all the time.
Indeed. Let's talk about Vici. Paparazzi, Ori, Yang, Fade, DY, and ROTK, of course, in that team. Made a lot of changes to this lineup. A couple of guys, Fade and Yang, coming over from Thunder. DY was an old school VG potential player before he then went away and then came back, so he's come back to the family. And ROTK, obviously, was with Thunder as well. So it's kind of an amalgamation, I guess, of the Thunder team and the Vici game. Is it a better team?
I personally do think so. I think, of course, we love and we're going to miss Lanem, but
Vici isn't.
What do you mean?
You can't say Lanham was the standout performer on the
Vici
squad.
I know that. Yeah,
the entire Chinese community thought he was single-handedly holding the team back.
He was, but I'm saying like him as a, he's like a legend.
Yeah,
like,
and you know what happens to legends? They retire, Yannis. And they
move
behind the desk.
Or they end up on desks. Yeah. Exactly.
That's fair.
That's the way it goes. He's probably on some sort of Chinese TV desk now.
He's married.
He'll
He's
be
got a
fine.
kid.
Good for him.
He'll be fine.
Dude, he's one of the old bloods. Come on, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good.
I don't know. I'm just saying that's like a common thing. I think people's fan base, their fans specifically, get it in their head that this guy will be good forever. It's just not the case. All right.
No, unfortunately.
I saw some boots first from Lanham in games where it wasn't supposed to be. It was every game, Paul.
Okay, all right. Let's not. I don't want you to get too tilted early on. It's going to be a long day for you, Kyle. I don't want you to get too upset. So it's just. Let's talk about head-to-heads with a couple of players in our head-to-head. This one, very interesting players as well. Paparazzi's on our head-to-head, as is Mid1, who in his own right is obviously a legend as well. How do these? Why are these 2 players so important, Kyle, to their respective teams?
I'd say it's just because most of the time they're the win conditions, and in addition, they play. I don't know how to put it other than like the hard heroes. You know, if you're playing Invoker, SF, like the game kind of rides on a few split seconds. Your what's the word? Your unconscious micro decisions and gameplay, like the true mechanics, right? Like Paparazzi, I think, has been called like the best 1v1er, probably the highest mechanics in China. Mid1's in that discussion in the West, well, the East, but he plays in the same, whatever. They're both very good.
I totally agree. I was going to say pretty much the exact same thing, honestly. I was going to pick these 2 guys are mechanical monsters. They just, every single time, they're always really consistent. You don't see them. I mean, Mid1 maybe is a little bit more of a wild card sometimes. I think Paparazzi's a bit more consistent, but they both are just very good at what they need to do in the games and to win their team the game.
Yeah, I think if either or both have a criticism in the past, it's been some of their builds are sometimes a little bit wacky, a little bit out there, especially mid one.
Especially for mid one, yeah. But I think Paparazzi overall, he's incredibly consistent. The majority of the times when we used to even talk about this team last year, it would be like, oh, they lost the game, but Paparazzi's 18-1 or Paparazzi's 18-3. Like that guy just always seems to have a great idea about the game.
And the other cool thing is they sort of embody their regions respectively, right? Like China traditionally incredibly consistent, not necessarily conservative, but you know, just they're machines. Southeast Asia, far more flashy, more risks, but the boom is worth it in the games that, you know, those decisions pay off.
Right, we're into the draft. One of the questions I wanted to ask yesterday, we didn't get a chance to talk about yesterday, is we know that when ROTK was with Thunder, he was very much, you're playing this, and I'm going to pick you this, and that's at the end of the conversation. Do you think that's going on with Vici? Because it seems a little bit more corralled. They seem to be around him a little bit more, talking a little bit more during the draft. I don't know if there's much more talk there, but is he as demonstrative, do you think, as demanding Paparazzi, you're going to play this game?
I think it was more so on Thunder. It was a very young team.
Right.
He could be more of the like the Iron Fist. He really corralled them and brought them up to legitimacy and even a DPC invite to TI. This team's got a little more experience, and I feel like ROTK is experienced enough to know when you've got superstars, you should kind of give them the choice. It doesn't mean that he's not going to overrule them from time to time, but I think good coaches usually leave it open.
Especially with with the way Ori's been playing personally, I feel like you want to be giving that guy a little bit more control in the games, or just at least control in outside before they do the drafts and everything. Just be like, okay, Ori, what do you want to crush with this game? And Ori's got to pick and consistently do that, especially lately. He's been on fire.
Got a first pick incoming. Wisp, Tiny, both banned. They've been banned for picked or banned for all 12 games yesterday. It continues today.
They left the Weaver, surprisingly. So I'd imagine they have something game planned for it, and Vici's considering, do we first pick this overall? Silencer, that's the other choice. I think with the Enigma coming back into the meta, when you ban out the Drow, I don't know, China seems to value this hero a lot higher than the West right now, and I'm not sure I'm buying. We see some Silencer Nyx openings a couple times, and I'm just not behind.
They did win that game.
I mean, they shouldn't have won that game.
But I do think, I think Fade is actually, I think he might be the best silencer in the world, personally. Even at TI, he was absolutely phenomenal on it. Like every single time I see him play this hero, he's always on point with his globals. He never gets caught out before the fight. So I personally just do like the hero. I think he's gotten hit by the nerfs, of course, but he can still be a bit of a bullier.
Really popular pick for Secret.
Yeah, I mean, I think Yapstor's gotten to a point where he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna get a good spell to steal. The way the meta is right now, if you first pick your Rubik, you're gonna get something. Yeah.
It's also Yapstor, I think, is one of the more hero-dependent Elite Four players in the world. He seems to be a different player when he's on Rubik, Earthshaker, and Earth Spirit. Outside of those,
sorry, did you hear what he said yesterday in his interview about fours? Basically, all fours are garbage right now, as in all the heroes available are all garbage. As far as he's concerned, he wants buffs.
Yeah, I can see that. It just feels like the game is just harder now to shine as an individual, and the teams on top are usually doing so more because of their strategy than individual shine.
But you've made the point in the past, and actually today, that four's a really important position right now. Yeah. In this current meta.
So put him on his best.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, even if you don't see much.
There's another school of thought here as well, is that Puppy can also play Rubik and has done in the past as well.
That
does give them a little bit more flexibility. Doesn't always.
Well, I point to, again, like they leave the Weaver in the pool deliberately, and they take two heroes you really don't want to play Weaver into. Right. They give away the Silencer, the Necro, which...
Amazing versus Axe.
Yes, but it's going to be a 5-Axe, I believe, and I think Rubik is one of the better heroes to play against Necro. You have great spells to steal, and because they added the regen component of Necro that used to be an actual skill to the Q, if you steal Q, Rubik can just double nuke waves and do it for free. It's very nice to farm with. Reaper Scythe is great to steal, and the Amp and Shield E is quite nice against a hero that only does magic damage.
I also like repositioning versus Necrophos. I think it's fantastic, because then if they're trying to get a save off, a reposition can really just mess up everything that you're game planning. You know, Necro usually wants to be playing as that frontliner, you get repositioned into another spot. It can be very crucial.
Yeah, they set up, it's a very nice Necro game already, though, with the Morph and Drow banned out by Vici in the first 3.
Yeah, now they can take out Pugna. They can take out maybe, if, I don't know if they want to, like the Bat Rider. I'm not even going to say Bat Rider. Actually, there's a silencer.
Yeah,
Never mind.
And especially when you have Rubik Axe already. You need a bit more damage here.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see. I think,
what's the other big one, actually?
These are 2 teams with coaches as well. Some of the better known coaches, obviously ROTK and Sunby.
Are you surprised we haven't seen as much Wyvern as we expected?
Yes,
some teams still prioritize it pretty highly. Like Pain. I know Pain was first picking it in most of their games. I'm a huge fan of the hero personally. I don't see a reason to usually not pick it because you give everything to your team. You have a great wave clear. You set up team fights. It's overall just a very consistently strong hero.
I guess another one that we've seen a fair bit of Bane yesterday.
Remember, Secret does have a lot of experience playing against Necro. They played against it, I think, 3 or 4 times in the grand final against Fnatic back at the PvP sports event in Singapore.
That is true, yeah. And this could be a situation where they could do, like you were mentioning, Puppy sometimes plays the Rubik. I love Earth Spirit versus Necrophos. I think it's one of the best heroes, actually.
I don't expect them to do that. You can't run Korax in this game. I think your supports are locked in.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, you're right. Actually, versus Necrophos for playing Korax is impossible.
Yeah. It's because your taunt never actually makes you a threat to him, and you can't lane, and in the mid game, late game, like you just die over time to Heartstopper. And
he can even itemize versus you excellently. Like, he can go for the Yules in the games versus the Axe a lot too.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I think if there's ever a game for core AA, it's not this one. Never mind.
I think AA versus Silencer is always just like
it's miserable.
Oh, global. See ya. Blast just misses completely.
I talk about not liking Silencer opening too much, but that's only if you address it in the way, like, Silencer is incredibly powerful against a lot of meta heroes. It makes you not want to play Enigma or AA, like these spellcasters. But I feel like if you abuse the weakness, no real wave clear, very weak in the early game, run a Furion, run a Chen, a Visage. That's what punishes a Silencer, but Team Seem lacks to do that. This is another way. I like this pick quite a bit.
So it is going to be a core axe, though? Or do you think that could be Zai's Bounty Hunter?
I love Zai's Bounty. I think that's
pretty cool.
It's so good here, too. Necrophos is like the new Death Prophet of DAC last year, where it's a hero that you never really want to fight into or target, because if you fail to kill her, you're in big trouble, you're losing the engagement. But if you can utilize speed to either play away from the Necro, to skirmish, have more quick gank opportunities versus taking long fights, I think that's how, like, the play style you want to go up against a Necro with.
So Tusk, I was expecting Tusk or Spirit from Vici there, because it's just like the best hunter versus that hero.
It's better here. Snowball save for the taunt.
Yeah.
You have the ability to kill a bounty and a Rubik very easily. I think that Rubik specifically hates, like, I would always pick a Tusk into Rubik. Back when I was still playing, there was like first pick Rubik coming out. Tusk just seems so good against it because you're stronger than he is at all phases of the game, and you have the ability to take him out pretty easily.
It's good with all 3 of those, really, isn't it?
Yeah, very good.
If he can ever steal Snowball, though, that could be pretty damn cool. But it's so difficult to steal that. You come out and you shard. Yeah, or you shard it immediately during the Snowball.
Exactly.
But if he did, though, that could own the Reaper Scythe.
That's right. And if I replaced a player in this event and that team won the LAN, I could potentially win MVP and get a Mercedes.
What?
Wait, what?
What just happened?
What?
Did I just miss something?
What?
It's the thing that could happen that won't.
I got it.
Yeah, okay. Man, you guys are a real treat. Can't wait to work with you for the next.
Dude, I got brain lag. Come on, man. Give me a break.
Life.
Give me a break.
Monkey King is the 4th pick for Secret.
It's another thing.
Intriguing.
Something Necro wouldn't want to walk into. I think you might want to go like some Echo Diffusal game, but it's really just a strong laner, and that's the key when you pick a Bounty Hunter. You want to have lanes you can kill. You need a 1+1. Where I show up in a core's lane, they're threatened, because that also means that when you're off map, maybe just hiding behind a tower waiting for a courier, other lanes need to be afraid. Like, you need to have a game where you're concerned when Bounty isn't showing on map.
And also, I think Monkey King versus the Snowball a lot of times can be really devastating, because if you do get a Snowball to try to save your teammates, he sets up the Wukong command, and then you're inside the middle of the the 5 monkey circle of doom.
Yep.
And it's a Nisha special, right? And it's still a bit of a...
It's a mid-1 special.
It's both, actually. They both do like playing it. That's a good point.
Yeah, a lot of flexibility in the draft so far from Secret.
Lane
As you'd
flexibility
expect.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lane
this is the
flexibility.
key with second pick, is you want this ability to 10th pick from the largest pool of heroes possible. Because something we like to say back when we were Heroes and New Earth players was like everything in Dota is broken, that's why it's balanced. And I feel like that still holds true today in the same sense, where if you get a 10th pick that has no counters and represents your win condition, you feel good about a game. And this allows you to have still Axe or Bounty Core. You could Monkey King in any lane. All 3 players play it. I've seen Zai do it a couple times as well.
You could even Ogre Core.
Oh, Luna into Monkey King. Wasn't Monkey King seen as like a hero that's very good versus the Luna because you just get on top of her?
Yes and no.
There was a time last year
You
where
can't
people...
fight into Eclipse is the thing, and monkeys
Yeah.
don't like to buy BKB till 3rd or 4th item.
Yeah, that's true. I just remember seeing. I think it might have actually been Vici, or it was some of the Chinese teams. They would see Luna picked and they'd instantly respond with the Monkey King. So that was a little bit surprising for me at least.
I like it more than picking Luna immediately into Io Gyro.
That's fair.
It's cool here though because again you're playing against Bounty. There's a lack of team fight on Secret. You want something that can snowball, literally. Well, not literally with your Tusk, but with the Necrophos, charge down a lane, force team fights. Because right now Secret's not going to be able to take them effectively unless they have the dream combo with like a 2-man taunt into Monkey King ult, and that's really all they have in their arsenal.
Rubik's got a great. I mean, now he's got a great spell to steal. Pretty much any the both spells you get from Luna are fantastic. If you get ulti or beam, that's the one thing you can give. Yap sort of loves playing versus Lunas. This feels kind of. I don't know. I guess maybe Secrets they don't have like the craziest amount of damage, but Luna always. I don't know. That hero just feels so squishy to me always.
It's a very popular pick from Vici as well. They played it a lot in WESG qualifiers, Varina League as well. They played it in. It's been a real staple part of their drafting over the last 4 weeks.
Especially when they have the silencer. I've seen them drafted a bunch
Yeah.
whenever they have like a silencer or Phoenix, because you're that protection, right? The Luna can actually be at least guarded a bit from those spells.
But you know the thing they pair it with the most is the Lina,
Yeah.
weirdly. Or maybe not that weird.
I don't know
but
if this game will get that
not
because
this,
we already
no,
have the
probably
Necro.
not this game.
They need something that deals with objectives right now. It's gonna be a tough game otherwise. I could theoretically see something like a TB come out for Secret. I think SAP was just recommending Vici ban Lycan. It's another hero that could fit nicely into the Secret lineup. You need this. You have to abuse map movement, and you need something that can utilize the pressure a bounty hunter off map gives you to take objectives when those skirmishes occur on the other side.
How does the Ember fit for Vici here?
Gives them something to start a fight.
It's all right. I like it. Actually, I like it quite a bit because you really can't kill it if you're Secret, and they already need a way to win the game, and now they would need a way to kill an Ember as well. So Storm isn't a possibility too, but I like Ember, natural Yul's hero as well. Very good against Bounty Hunter Monkey because you hunt them. Same with Rubik. You really just don't like playing in a game where Slight Change threatens you at all times.
I don't really like the Storm personally. I think the lane would be too devastating, especially because we don't know what the lanes are going to be yet. We don't know if there's bounty support.
Yeah, you just need a playmaker here.
Okay, that's a way to start the fight.
It's good against the bounty. AoE dispel the track.
Yep.
And again, more team fight. How does Secret's lineup ever contest Vici Gaming? Brew also a very strong hero. When you look at the Secret lineup, not only that, they are so low damage. You throw out Monkey King in the air twice in a team fight. Who's killing anybody? What's the plan? Lift into auto attacks from bounty? This 10th pick needs to do a whole lot for Secret, and TB just got a whole lot less attractive. Same with any Illusion Core up against a Brewmaster, and it's a great pick here from Vici because you're pretty much a single core lineup on Secret. It's going to be this monkey +1. Like, you deal with one, the damage disappears. What does Secret do here? I am not quite certain. It may be a Tinker.
I was thinking Tinker because they have the bounty.
Yeah, that like gives them a win condition where now all of a sudden a super fat Tinker and a bounty hunter can just take over the map. Monkey King is bouncing around trees saying, hey guys, kill this guy now.
I just want some super mid-1 hero, like a Tinker or an Invoker even. Invoker can be weird, but they do go for the TB anyway.
Ugh. It's the win condition. It's great against the Luna, but I love the Brew from Vici, you know. It's a very unattractive TB game now, but they needed something like that to give them a win. But before even prediction, I'm feeling Vici right now if they execute well.
Okay, Fogged, and give me your thoughts, draft-wise and Who do you think comes out on top?
I do think the TB can get bullied quite a lot, and I do feel like Secret is lacking damage. There's a Yapsor Rubik versus a Luna as well.
There's plenty to steal there.
Brew, so he's got some great things to steal. I think he's off to a good start. Just trying to think of how the lanes are really going to go. It's Monkey King.
There's the threat analysis. 50% synergy on the Team Secret side, so they do have a synergistic lineup. But that Tusk is going to be a real menace, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
Tusk is
to 4 of the 5 in there, and the other one is dealt with effectively by both the Silencer and the Brew. So
yeah,
that's kind of tough.
The Silencer and the Brew for me are the really, really crucial things for Vici, because they just have this great way to start the team fight and also to not start the team fight. It's like, oh god, Secret gets a jump on us, we got to disengage.
If this was like a tier 3 matchup, I'd lean Secret because their draft is somewhat easier to execute, you know, just find pickoffs.
Right.
But if Vici executes properly, hits their timings, they need to play a methodical game. But if they get the towers to Roche, to tier 2s, etc., they should win. But there's always the threat of Monkey King drops an AoE ult, and TB stands on the high ground and hits a Rax.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Predictions then. Vici for you?
Yeah, I'd still lean them.
Yeah. Fogged?
I'm gonna go Secret for this one, just because I feel like we could have that X factor between these guys, just because they've got Nishan as like one of his most comfortable heroes, and they've got Mid One on as one of his most comfortable heroes, and we've got Yapsar on one of his most comfortable. So sure, let's see.
Okay. So despite everything that you've both said, you've gone with Secret.
Sometimes they just pull out.
I mean, I'm
things.
just. It's kind of what we have to work with here. Let's send you over to our commentary team because they're ready to bring you our opening game of the day. It's a fascinating affair. Great draft already. Let's see how they get on. It's Vici versus Secret.
That's right. Yesterday we started this tournament with a TI matchup in Secret versus EG. Today we're going to start with another TI matchup. Vici Gaming versus Secret. Secret did knock out Vici Gaming in the lower bracket at this recent TI just 2 months ago.
Didn't know that.
Well, now you know. That's one to grow on. What do you think about the draft?
I mean, what does the model say? That Secret has less synergy than Vici, or is it the other way around? No, Secret has more synergy than Vici.
Yes.
Huh.
There was only 2 missing connections, I believe, which was Rubik with, or Monkey King with Axe, and I think it was Rubik with Monkey King or something.
I see. Missed connections, I like that. That's a good way to phrase that.
So is that what's swaying your analysis here?
No, not at all. I'm just thinking.
No? You're just buying time?
Yeah, I'm just...
Well, I have to say, I mean, I like Vici Gaming's lineup. It just feels... It's got a lot of team fight synergy. It feels like it's going to be relatively good in laning phase.
Yeah, I think so too. I just think that TB is an interesting hero in that you can't really ever count him out.
Yeah. And it is TB versus Luna.
Yeah.
Right, which is super favorable for TB.
It is so good for TB. So people don't understand. I played a pub once. I picked Luna. I was thinking like, oh, the glaives will destroy the illusions. That was like my reasoning. And I was like, well, I can just go gank the TB. Like I have multiple ways to deal with him. I was a 6-slotted Luna. I died in like 2 seconds to myself.
Yep.
That's all it did, is that it killed me faster. The reflection destroys you.
Yeah.
Just like
and not only that, but also TB does good direct single target physical damage, right? And Luna also hates that. She's very reliant on being able to go, well, I pop BKB, I pop Eclipse, you all run away.
She also has inferior range.
Right.
So, I mean...
So there's a lot of reasons you should not have thought.
I remember that game, like, distinctly, too.
How long ago was this?
This was not...
Was this like your first 10 games of Dota or something?
No, this was like maybe 8 months ago. That's the one thing is, I do remember...
Wait, after you coached Liquid, you were like... Yes.
Yeah, I think it was
Luna
during my time
with TV.
Maybe it was my time with DC. That makes more sense. That was some. It wasn't my brightest moment, I will say. Trust, but.
What do you think about this on the screen here? Zai, offlane bounty hunter. Kyle was saying that he's actually a big fan of it.
It's what Forev did, right?
Yeah.
Too. I think it's a cool strat because what it does is it enables your bounty to get online real fast. It works especially well if you have two support heroes that are really active and can take advantage of the fact that you might be a little bit deficient in team fight. Because that is the one thing, is that if you're... This is not a great matchup for Monkey, by the way, but if you are a bounty hunter, you don't provide anything in team fights. You essentially have to win the fight 4-on-5.
And isn't that a little bit concerning? The fact that they don't.
No, because you've got Rubik plus Axe. Like, you have Rubik Axe supports. They're going to be pretty active, and they need farm. So they'll soak up whatever your bounty hunter doesn't get.
So because Bounty Hunter isn't going to be playing lane, he's going to be moving around, making kills happen.
Yeah.
Axe and Rubik will have more room to farm.
Like what I'd imagine in this game to happen is at some point Zai will just go and roam, and you just stick YapzOr at bottom to repeatedly nuke the wave as it comes in to protect his offlane tower. And so as a result, what Vici will do is they'll just send 3 heroes up at the top, and then at some point you'll switch the lanes around. Like you'll move Nisha to mid lane, because I think he probably wants to be mid in this game. And then you'll move the monkey to top lane to defend and take the fight. And then you'll move YapzOr bottom, if I'm trying to like think 6-7 minutes ahead.
I mean, YapzOr has like been incredibly greedy on his Rubik. He's known for that, right? Going with the early Yules into Blink. He likes to farm a lot most of the time as a support. And then you've got Puppy Axe, who is also going to need to spend some time farming up, getting that Blink Dagger, transitioning into a Blade Mail and such. So
I think part of the issue with Vici's lineup is that I don't really know how you're going to pressure this TB. Because normally what ends up happening is that you'll move the safe laner up to kill him, right? But I think when you're Luna, you'd rather just farm Ancients. So what probably happens this game is you move mid over...
Oh, Paparazzi turns around, manages to get the nuke, but he dies first! So YapzOr is the one to claim the first blood, not DY.
He's not the guy that you want to give up kills to either.
Yeah.
As weird as it sounds, I think somebody once told me, they said, oh, hold that thought, his top lane is getting pretty low, but he should run out. Somebody said that Secret's offlaner, like the way that you need to play with Secret is that one of your cores has to be more like the 4.
Yes. And that was kind of surprising me, because wasn't Zai as an offlaner kind of greedy?
Yeah, but I think what makes him so, like everyone always says in interviews, like I think Envy did an interview back then, is like, what's one player that you love to play with that you haven't? And he said Zai. And I think that kind of goes to show you like, the respect that pros have for him is because he's so versatile and he's easy to play with.
Yeah.
Like if you know him from a personality standpoint, he's never going to be a guy that's going to really make a lot of issues for you. He's going to be very easygoing.
Very mature in that regard, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't think anybody would ever say that Zai is an emotional person. Maybe that's just like a Swedish thing.
I'm sorry.
Super easy.
Did we just watch a ghost shot?
Yeah. He just ghost shotted it.
Don't think that one was intentional.
Oh, mid lane.
Kind of diving. You said the Necrophos
he wins this
should
lane.
be able to win this matchup, and maybe that's why mid one is trying to get so aggressive, right? Seeing if he could get a kill just to offset the status quo of the lane.
Necro pretty much beats everyone.
Yeah.
It's pretty annoying to lane against. Because Ghost Shot makes it so that the kill potential you have on him is so limited, and he's almost always going to trade CS. Like, the fact that he's got a nuke that also heals him, and also disrupts your CS.
Natural regen as well.
Yeah, there's just so many different ways that...
Oh, the big hit from mid one does manage to get that kill.
Ori, my guy.
Ori.
Way too greedy.
Yeah.
I don't think he thought he was going to lose a third of his health.
Yeah. He definitely thought he was going to survive.
He just got a solo kill and then he fed it back. And he had free CS. That was not good. All he has to do there is heal up a little bit. I think he even had a Q up. But I think he was quite positive. Just, no way, this kills me, says guy who dies.
What are you going to do? Shoot me? Man, died to shot. Ori, he's going to try and go for mid one again here. Now, Fate's going to pop out, go for a snowball stun. Okay, this is really bad synergy between the two of them.
If he got hit there, and then he could step to the right side, he would have killed the Tusk.
Yeah, that was, oh boy.
I don't think you have to go for these kinds of ganks. If anything, I would like to see the Tusk go bot.
DY, he's going to die here. Zai sets up on him. YapzOr helps him get the kill. The 5-minute bounty rune is going to be picked up by Paparazzi.
Oh, I really don't like this right
Back
now.
to middle lane. Mid one is going to be caught this time.
Nice.
He will not be able to survive through the gank attempt.
I feel like this Necro doesn't really need this help, though.
Yes. I mean, when he died and he went back into lane, mid one was half HP. Like, you should just dominate the mid matchup from there.
As a result, it did make the Bruise life a little bit harder, although somehow the creep wave got pushed into him, which is going to allow him to get some free levels, but you see that he's only level 3 right now.
Do you think maybe, is that hard camp blocked? Do you think maybe the Tusk was feeling like, maybe I'm soaking your experience, like I can't pull because this hard camp is blocked, like maybe it's just better if this Brewmaster gets to solo?
Yeah, potentially, but I think what you're conceding here is that you're going to give TB a free game, and I don't think that's a particularly good idea either.
Considering we have the 1-to-1, their carry counters the Vici Gaming carries, so.
Yeah.
Shouldn't let this guy have a free laning phase. Looks like mid one is going to be getting the sacks, going for the dive now. Ghost round coming up in a second here, but the last hit was already going to be enough. Mid one just winning this lane matchup anyway.
Yeah, Ori is... I didn't see what happened there, but...
I mean, to be honest, like,
if he has Ghost Shot up, he shouldn't die. I mean, he had Ghost Shot up for like he needed half a second.
Yeah.
But you just play off of that fact.
Deflection goes down. They're going to try and get the kill. Oh, Snowball goes out. They're going to roll
Ori's
through
rotated.
and hit Nisha. Now, Ori does not have his level 6, so Nisha's still going to be able to get plenty of damage in, but he eventually will fall. Now, Puppey, surrounded by all these creeps, is just going to go for the spin through the Reaper's side, picked up after they got the Terror Blade kill. Ori collects his level 6 and gets a kill on the Axe.
You'd really want that to be the other way around. Get the Reaper Scythe off onto the TV, but the kill is the kill.
Sure.
What I'd like to see, or what I'm more interested in seeing, like I think the most interesting part of this game that a lot of people won't look for is how you use your first meta.
Okay.
Your first real meta.
Your first, like, outside of laning phase, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's either, I mean, you have a few options here. You can either go pressure that bottom tower, but I think that move is actually pretty okay for mid one to just rotate bottom, try to kill the Luno. But it's a little bit hard during nighttime.
I would almost like them to rotate the Tusk to bottom lane rather than mid or top or anything else like that. Just secure the Luna a little bit more.
This is the worst situation that you want. You don't want TB to be against the Necro, which is why I said the Necro should rotate top. But usually the counter to this then is that you rotate Nisha to mid lane. So that's why I said Nisha should go mid and Ori should go top. That's like the natural progression of how this movement is made.
Instead, they're going to bring Zai over. Nice Ice Shards, though. That's going to block out a lot of the damage as two of the melee heroes were not able to get over to Ori. He didn't actually snowball to help out Ori. He went for the Terror Blade, who just sunders right away. Fade.
Okay.
Oh, he definitely had an opportunity there to save Ori's life. But doesn't take it. I don't know. There just seems to be a lot of...
Man,
a lot of unforced errors on the side of Vici Gaming right now.
Yeah, having mid one on your team must feel so good.
Yeah.
It's like the guy just, you don't really talk about him in the same tier as No One and Smail and all those guys, but he definitely is.
Yeah. He absolutely is that guy who can win the matchups that you shouldn't win.
Yeah. Sometimes I think, I mean, of course it happens, right? Sometimes you get outdrafted. Especially in this meta, it's very easy, the way that the rotation works for first pick, second pick. But he makes up for so many holes in your team.
Silencer pops out. The Tusk is coming in. They could get a
That's
good
a
Ice
lot
Shards.
of
They're going to
people.
go for the Monkey King, but he just runs up river instead. The Snowball is going to pick up one. Doesn't grab the Brewmaster, though, but still, the turnaround staff is going to go down. They can't quite get the Reaper's Scythe. They're going to get called up. The Eclipse will finish off the Axe. So mid one does escape thanks to Puppey's sacrifice.
So the best part about having a 5-position Axe is that you don't really care.
Yeah.
It's like, do you even feel bad about that death? Not necessarily.
Zai, he was trying to pull the creep wave off of the tower.
This is kind of an OGS rotation where you rotate more heroes than you need, including your carry, just to secure important towers. And that's why, I mean, the mid tower is the most important in the game. And Secret recognizes that, and that's why they're willing to suicide their bounty hunter. They're willing to just throw heroes at it.
Right.
Because now it makes your 5-man rotation kind of worthless.
And Terrorblade got tons of space in the
Exactly.
meanwhile, right?
Like, you're okay giving TB that space if you get the mid tower.
Yeah.
But if you don't get the mid tower, then it feels sort of like a waste. And I think that's a hard concept for people to recognize because you're thinking to yourself, like, there's no way it's a good idea to just give TB space. But to get towers in this game, you need your Luna and your Brew in the same spot to dissuade people from taking fights from you.
And that's why, once that Eclipse was down, right, Secret were very willing to take that fight again.
Oh, for sure. And I think they did use the meta to take the top tower, right?
Yeah.
So that means you're not going to have pressure on this bottom tower quite yet if you're Secret.
They're trying to protect him here. Mid one's going to come in. They do manage to get the kill on Puppey, now trying to back out. Now mid one's trying to get some damage out, hoping to be able to get some stacks, but he's going to be chased down. The Brewmaster Ultimate's going to come down, manage to get the Stone Boulder onto him, slowing him down a bit more. Nice Ice Shards once again. The damage, another Boulder heads his way. Yang will pick up that kill. Yapzor dropped down by the Storm Panda. I thought they were going to go for more here, but they're actually backing out. Everyone's too low thanks to the Trax and Shuriken bounces.
Yeah, you see the prioritization of both teams, though, to take this mid tower. Even Nisha comes over for the potential fight.
Yeah. Doesn't make... So why is it? What is it about taking that tower that is so important? What does Vici Gaming get besides just a tower bounty?
For the mid tower?
Yeah.
So what it does is it makes it easier for you to control their top side ancients, and it makes it much more easy and natural to be also taking Roshan at a later phase of the game, because eventually what you'll do, the next move that you'll want to make if you're Vici is to take that top tower, and then you'll hem them in and essentially get rid of the safe jungle that Secret has access to. And what that does is it forces Nisha to just farm that triangle of farm that we know on the right side. And all you have to do then is aggressively ward there, and you can pretty much play a game of process of elimination. So you'll almost always know where the Terrorblade is. Like, everyone always gets worried when they play against a TV, but what you need to do is you need to take away sections of the map where he feels comfortable farming. And the way that you do that is by taking away the mid tower. That's the first and foremost thing. That's why we always talk about it in our cast and why it's so prevalent in this meta. I probably might bring it up too much, but I do want people to learn that, because I mean that should be the point of the cast, right? For my end anyways, is that you should learn these things. And it's not being done enough in pubs. Like, oftentimes I'll play some mid hero and I'll go to gank, and what should happen at that point then is a support that has some sort of wave clear should take over my lane. But what ends up happening is instead he's hitting some neutral creeps as a Shadow Demon with Shadow Poison, and then I lose my mid tower to Alina.
Puppey, perfect position to break the smoke there, and places a ward down at the same time.
Yeah. So now you see they think the mid tower is too hard, but it's nighttime again. You want to take advantage of this Luna's night vision, so you go to this top tower, and then you'll make the move into mid tower anyways at some point. But Secret read it as they were going towards the mid tower.
Like they were going to do a wraparound through
and so,
top into mid.
But it's just a guess at that point. There's no real way for them to know. Which, I mean, this is the more common move, which is why Ori went top in the first place, is for him to try to take this tower.
But you can see Secret are putting pressure on mid, and at the same time,
so now
prompting a defense at top lane.
So now maybe they should just rotate more heroes here.
It's going to be too much for them. The Monkey King is going to be able to get off a really good ultimate with the telekinesis. Nice snowball save, but they're still going to be stuck inside the Wukong's command. It was right next to the creep grove. Puppey trying to get the Calling Blade. Finally, they do manage to bring down that Luna, thanks in part to the track vision.
They had to be faster about getting out once they showed the heroes mid.
Yeah.
I think they're okay with this trade though. So what you do now is you rotate back to top, you TP the Luna top, I think, when he's alive, and you just go take that tower together. Because you've got Brew split, and also the Luna's got Eclipse when he is up.
Puppey just kind of running forward, but sure enough, Vici Gaming, they all start running at that top lane. They've taken mid tower, want to take that tier 1 top, so the safe lane is no longer available.
Oh.
Won't matter though.
Makes it out. And they've got good vision here on the side of Secret. They do have slightly overlapping wards, but one will expire before the other. Yeah, I did want to see Luna go top, and I think it's a bit interesting for her. Probably just push out mid, maybe make her way there. I mean, they're showing one core there. I'd like to at least see the Brew sort of make his way up.
Yeah. Especially seeing as you have all your big team fight ultimates available.
Yeah.
Necro actually TPing out.
So you see now that the Terrorblade, he hasn't lost his top tower yet. If they stick somebody up there, it makes it harder for them to rotate into the jungle.
Do finally find Zai. He's been doing his job as a bounty hunter, just trying to stay pretty forward, scout things out and such, but it's gonna get caught every once in a while like that.
I just don't think they're taking away enough of the map right now.
Yeah.
But they might just get a free kill here.
He's gonna make his initiation here. They do manage to get the Boundless Strike onto Paparazzi, but mid one can't make it out, obviously.
Man, Vici, you can tell they're a bit scared to move on the map. They're bringing so many heroes whenever they do anything. And by the way, this is the second time now we've seen Yapstar go for this Yule's Rush build.
Yeah.
Instead of going for Arcane Boots, or even anything like that, he's just straight up going for the Yules. I think that's a pretty interesting decision.
It feels like the disables are pretty important, right? Because you're setting up a better Wukong's command and Terrorblade getting into position.
Yeah, it's nice against the Necro too, his Ghost Shot. It's like a pseudo counter. And it also works well against Global Silence.
Zai gonna move to the other jungle since he got caught earlier, but does run into another Ward Sentry combo, so they know Zai's gonna be around here somewhere.
So if you're Secret, you're just getting more farm on the map. Your TV's getting untouched. And that's why you see Ori, he's pinging that top tower, but Vici, I think, are being a little bit too... They're being a little bit too worried about the rotations, because Secret have demonstrated multiple times now that they're willing to bring tons of heroes in just to make mini plays happen.
Gonna find the bounty hunter here. He is silenced up for the time being. Do they have the dust? They have a sentry. That'll spot him. Managed to get a mini stun out, but that's pretty much the dream for Zai right there. Managed to draw a lot of attention. Doesn't die.
They are going to take top tower, which is very good. And now this is where you want to play some deep aggressive wards in. Like you want to save one ward for the triangle of farm. And then what you want to do is you want to take away that safe lane tower. Because right now what the TB is doing is he's taking advantage of the fact that the safe lane tower is still alive and he's just farming it out. And now he's going to pressure this top lane. Like Nisha's just getting a little bit too much on the map.
Master Ultimate gonna be popped here. Monkey King trying to get off the Wukong's command. Now they can still tornado him. They can throw it up now and just stall out, I guess. No, he actually drops him back down. Now they gotta keep damage on him, otherwise he's gonna jump into the trees and that'll be impossible. Instead, they're gonna go for the supports. Do manage to catch Yapzor here. Yule Scepter to try and dodge that stone boulder. Does manage to steal the clap, returning some damage onto Yang. And Monkey King is hanging out in the trees here, looking for an opportunity to jump back in. Maybe he just gives up Yapzor because he's certainly going to be caught. But again, a support traded out, saving his core's life.
What item is the Necro going, by the way? Is it Radiance? Ooh, another item that helps the TB.
Yeah.
Just making the reflection stronger, baby.
It feels like to me, Vici Gaming, like the way they're playing so conservatively and they're not actually trying to play like super efficiently and farm and everything.
Yeah.
It seems they're okay with kind of conceding the Terrorblade getting farmed. Maybe they think they're okay pushing to late game. Right? I mean, yes, the Luna 1-to-1 countered by the Terrorblade, but they do have multiple scaling cores at least.
That is true, and I think Necro's always going to be a pretty decent core against TB.
Yeah, for sure.
At some point you get like Lotus Orb, so he can't sunder you. And your ulti just obliterates him. So does your Heartstopper aura.
Yeah.
I do think they could have pressed the pace of the game a little bit more than they currently are. Not by too much, but and I think the roughest mistakes, if they go back and watch this game, just looking at the mid game, is that rotation towards mid. Whereas like we're not talking about Secret a lot because they're doing most of the things that they're supposed to very well.
Yeah,
like, they defend the mid tower.
They're farming their Terrorblade.
Yeah, they're keeping the pace of the game. They kept their top tower and their mid tower alive longer than expected, considering the lineup they have. Because they can't team fight against Brew, Luna, Necro.
Yeah.
Like you're losing that team fight. And Tusk and Silencer, like, oh, that's so much team fight.
That's why it was so important that they forced the TP rotations when that top lane push came in, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Once they force the TP rotations to mid, then they can take the fight. Then they can try and blow up the Luna. But, you know, before, when they had Eclipse and Brewmaster Ultimate on the table, it's very scary to take those 5-on-5s or 4v4s. They're going to be able to get one of those Tinker wards on the side of the map. They spot him for a little bit. They try and cut down the right tree. It was so close.
Oh, that was a good attempt as...
I hate Monkey King.
Oh, okay. All right, you're just not doing anything now.
They're going to miss out on Yapzor as well. That Ice Shards will not grab him.
By the way, I think this is a really cool way that... oh, I think Puppey might just die here.
Puppey trying to go for some real space creation, cutting a creep wave in mid. That was
ambitious is the word.
Managed to get a clap, and Yapzor just gets dumpstered.
I think it's an interesting way that mid one decides to play this Monkey King nowadays. It's like he never farms on this hero now. He just sort of hops around and looks for opportunities.
Yeah.
I think it's harder this game though because him plus one hero doesn't make a kill combo, whereas in the other game it was always him plus the Mirana would almost always lead to a kill.
Yeah. Maybe when the Axe gets Blink Dagger, they can have that. He didn't go for the Hanamitis as well this game, so he won't scale as well.
Good timing.
Zai will die.
They knew the bounty rune was coming up.
Yeah.
The bounty rune.
After all, he's a bounty hunter.
Found the bounty rune. Alright, I'm done with life. Silencer's got Quelling Blade. Luna has the Mask of Madness plus the Hurricane Pike, which I think is... You want to create distance between you and the TV.
Yeah.
Oh, God, those glaives, though.
It's going to be a problem.
They haunt me. There's no way to dispel it either. It's the silly part.
I mean, you could dispel Reflection now.
Yeah?
In the recent.
Oh, sick.
So maybe they have some sort of Lotus Orb play for the Brewmaster.
Oh, that'd be boss.
It's still like having to save your Lotus Orb for a very low cooldown reflection. Does not seem like the most game-winning move.
What can you do, you know?
They're going to run into the high ground, right into Secret. They're going to start off with the telekinesis. Wukong's command already out now. Paparazzi is outside of that circle, and the Tusk, who's already gotten inside the snowball. Now he's going to run deeper into it. Yankee's going to come in from behind, manage to get a clap, but he's going to die instantly. He got controlled up, will not be able to get off that Brewmaster ult. No split for him, and Fade will be chased down because of the track. So a good fight for Team Secret, well positioned.
You go into Roche?
And yeah, I mean, they pop Metamorphosis, so.
I think you just go into Roche. I was thinking about taking a tower, but there's no need. The cool thing about having these naturally pushing cores are like when you have NP, is that you can force Roche every single time because you know that eventually the towers are there for you.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to take it. Like it's kind of crazy that they allowed mid tower to just kind of stand because they understand like at some point that tower is ours. Whereas Vici's understanding is different, right? They can't just assume that the mid tower is theirs at all times. Like they eventually have to group up and take it. So when they have the opportunity to do so, they will. Whereas Secret, there's
already spotted by a moment. They are going to be able to get the stuns onto Puppey. And he
Puppey's
should die
dead.
here, and Secret are just going to give up on him now. Oh, Fate. Oh, God, he's dead.
Ooh. And that was just as the TB was running away. So the aura of
his Metamorphosis illusions
almost faded out. That is rough. What a way to die. TB has his own Hurricane Pike.
He's going to go on a negative Scepter Rubik.
That is...
Got Eclipse, Brewmaster ult.
Yeah, the Hurricane Pike decision I like. He just wants to be in the middle of things. I think Force Staff is really good, or Hurricane Pike's really good against the Necro and the Brew too, to just disengage.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying the one on the Luna.
Oh, the one on the Luna I think makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I think it's good on both of them. They counter each other out in a way.
Yeah. And for Luna, it's super essential against Monkey King, right?
Luna, it looks like she's one item behind, mainly because she went for the Mask of Madness. But she also just has been asked to come with the rest of her team to take fights.
Yeah.
But the Yasha should help increase her farm speed by a lot.
You can see they farmed the same amount of lane creeps, but big difference in how many neutrals the Terrorblade has been able to clean up. And as you said, that's because Paparazzi's been forced to move around the map for his team. Now they trying to get the small bit of initiation here. Nice Shards blocking inside, still able to make his way out. Wukong's command managed to get a snowball out with the Reaper Scythe on top of the Rubik, giving the Necrophos that extra bit of reach, and nobody on Vici Gaming has died just yet. They knock down the Terrorblade, throw him back up in the air onto that Tornado, and will just try and make it out, it looks like.
Dead.
But Poppy, managed to get him. Mid one blows up that silencer. Luna ends up getting chased down by Puppey. Call, not actually going to get there. The snowball's going to run onto Puppey here. Puppey takes a lot of magic damage. They still have their two primary cores. They're going to catch up to the Brewmaster. He managed to get a good clap in, and both of them turn around to try and help out the Brewmaster with the extra bit of heal. Brewmaster is still going to die. Now Metamorphosis is coming back up. Ori trying to get more damage onto mid one. Make his way out with the Ghost Shroud, but still, Snowball, oh, it doesn't pick him up. It doesn't pick up Ori. He was too far away. The communication wasn't there. He could have gotten Ori out of there and gotten the Monkey King kill. And now it means Nisha picks up 673 gold thanks to that kill streak.
Nisha's so farmed right now. You don't need an analyst to tell you guys that farmed TVs.
Very scary.
It's real rough.
He's a big boy.
This guy is beyond strong.
Dude, he's gonna have a butterfly suit.
Why does he still have his like weird melee attack weapon things? You don't need those.
He's just carrying it around.
Yeah,
I mean, it's for when he turns back.
What does he attack with? Is it like fireballs from his face? From his chest? It makes no sense, right? When he just like, he's just hurtling meteors at you. You ever think about stuff like that? Like, I think about stuff like that all the time.
I know you do.
It's really weird. I mean, it's like you've been playing Dota. I've been playing Dota for like 12 years. I get some weird thoughts about heroes. I always like make up backstories for all the neutral creeps.
Yeah.
I think about like if they were to have like actual fights, like what would kill them. I feel like taking like an eclipse, the full force of the moon to your dome. You're not recovering from that.
Okay, but what about like Supernova and Black Hole? I'm pretty sure those abilities are even stronger.
Yeah, Black Hole should honestly like once you get Ags, it should just one-shot you.
Got some real dumbass ideas here. Secret Setting up for a push here on that bottom tier 2. Hoping to be able to catch Paparazzi. Already managed to get out. Now Puppy's initiation is going to be a bit foiled. They're going to get the Eclipse to blow up the Axe. Meanwhile, the top part of it, DY trying to make his way away from this. They managed to get the Eclipse to blow up the Bounty Hunter, but mid-1 set up with the Wukong's command, trying to protect this Terrorblade.
They need to kill this TB. You need to just isolate him, keep him up in the air repeatedly.
That Wukong's command, they're going to start laying some magic damage onto mid-1. They spot him. They have the snowball onto him as well. He will fall. And now the Terrorblade, can they actually catch up to him? They don't have that much chase.
I kind of think they should have probably just all in for Nisha. Like,
he did have the Aegis though.
Yeah, Monkey King was the foil there.
Yeah.
Even if you, but you'll kill him twice. Once you kill him once, he doesn't have meta. Even if he sunders, like, you can crowd control him with 4 heroes. That was a perfect fight. And what started that and made it so easy was the global silence timing. Once he globaled, mid-1 is just stuck. He's just chilling up in the trees. He's like, hey-oh.
Can't get down.
By the time he got down, his ring, they played around it very well. It wasn't in the godlike positioning it was in the previous fight.
Right.
Because in that one, it cut off the high ground to low ground and made it just impossible for them to take the fight. In that one, everyone was pretty much comfortable where they were.
In which case, we can thank Paparazzi for that, right?
Yeah.
Like him not getting caught by the initiation of the Axe. Like Secret would have easily won that. If they start off killing the Luna.
And most importantly, he kept his space from the TP so that the reflection didn't just eat him.
Yeah.
I mean, Paparazzi's almost overplaying his hero right now. I think a lot of people look at the early deaths and how he got picked off, but he's playing pretty well.
Call out, telekinesis follow-up. Luna taking a lot of damage, but tossed away as they just don't have either one of their big damage-dealing cores with them right now.
And he was also able to Hurricane Pike himself to the low ground in time. It's good reaction times. It's a weird interaction because, you know, he got called still. It's like mid-time.
At what point do you get Blink Dagger on the Terrorblade? Now that you've got the reflection talent and everything? Like, don't you kind of want to have that positioning opportunity?
I think maybe you'd want to go BKB Scotty.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's as... I think once he sees the Radiance, maybe he'll prioritize it a little bit more. But I feel like getting BKB is probably the primary goal at this point.
Yeah.
Because what's happening every fight is he just gets whirly birded in the air. That was my...
That was a great noise for Tornado.
Yeah.
I would expect something a little bit more windy, seeing our support matchups here.
Us Californians know tornadoes.
Yes.
Trust me, that is the noise that they make.
Yeah, Absor. As always, just trying to push out waves.
I'm just hoping, like, because I know it's mainly, like, Dota's mainly C and, like, EU viewers. I just hope they just don't know anything about American geography. Like, oh, that makes sense. Hurricanes in California.
They make their way from Kansas, right?
Exactly.
Zai caught in another Sentry Ward trap.
But Vici are doing a very good job of keeping it close, and I think it's because of those. I mean, that team fight helped them so much.
Yeah.
They outplayed them in that team fight. They're doing a good job of limiting the TB's effectiveness. Because even if you have a butterfly, who cares if you just keep getting tossed up into the air?
Yeah.
Like, you see the prioritization. What they do is they keep the panda invis. Every time he just pops up, doesn't even attack it. He says, "Gotcha."
I kind of wish that mid-1 was able to farm a bit more. Because, like, that's the only reason I'm getting concerned for Secret is, like, the Terrorblade's still free farming, he's top of the net worth, etc. But, like, your fallback heroes.
Yeah.
Like, your supports are all very low net worth, and
I
your
think
Monkey King just isn't as farmed.
I think it's okay for 2 reasons. And by the way, Fade is insane this game. He has so much net worth. But I do think it's okay for 2 reasons. It's one is because I think TB matches up well against the other 2 cores. Your 1 and your 2 positions so well. And I think the other part too is that eventually you'll win a fight. It's like you have Bounty Hunter, you get 2 pickoffs, all of a sudden everyone's swimming in it.
Yeah.
Getting to those 2 pickoffs though, and they know that there's no Aegis. They want to look for fights right now.
Force staff for Puppy's Axe. We've seen that a number of times recently.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
Playing that smoke around the Roshan respawn time, but not able to connect with Secret here. So Vici Gaming gonna reset back to this high ground near the Roshan pit, continue to farm. Going back for the Echo Saber on mid-1. Not your typical item build, as we've said, for Monkey King, but Echo Saber being so powerful for the Wukong's command. feels it's necessary to still have that item.
He's got BKB already, and he's not getting a lot of farm. He might as well just get a bunch of mid-tier stuff.
Yeah.
And his true carry is that man right there.
Looks like they're going to run into Secret here. And again, Secret have that high ground advantage. They're going to get telekinesis toss back. They do manage to get the Reaper Scythe kill on
Middle's
Monkey
just
King,
gone.
but Nisha comes in with his BKB, activates that reflection.
Flee.
Everybody just runs away from the golden god that is Nisha right now. And it's looking good for Vici Gaming because now they can reconnect. Now that the BKB is worn out, Nisha doesn't have that protection. He managed to get off the Sunder, but still the Eclipse is going down. But all that physical damage, Paparazzi's forced to run away. The last couple of bits of damage, finally they do kill that Terrorblade.
Paparazzi died.
Paparazzi did finally die to those last couple of shots there, but it is a one fight for Vici Gaming as they're going to be able to run down our last remaining secret hero in Zai's Bounty Hunter.
Okay, Vici's back to doing it. They were not doing it, and now they're doing it again. I think maybe you're right. I think the Monkey King might have maybe farmed a little bit too little.
I mean, it just felt like he was always looking for those kills, and I mean, we were talking about it 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Vici Gaming are not going anywhere without this
So
safety.
let's see how this fight starts. Oh, I wish we went a little bit earlier.
I mean, the only thing that kind of makes this okay is he gets off the Sunder and lays so much damage into Paparazzi, and I think it's the reflection. The
You can see
last
the
attack from the reflection comes in.
You can't Hurricane Pike from that, friend. You see the effectiveness of the TV, but he can't do it by himself.
Yeah.
One of his teammates needs to stay alive. Like, you need to get off the Monkey King ring with BKB to survive that fight.
Right.
Did he get BKB off in that fight? I don't even know if he did.
The Terrorblade? Yes.
No, the
Monkey King? No, I think he got caught immediately.
Yeah.
I think they cut down his tree or something, because they definitely ran into him first.
I feel like if you have the full force of the MK there, you should be all right.
Yeah.
But very well done by Vici. And this is probably why this is an odd game, because I think both teams were comfortable with the pace almost, with how things are going. Like, neither team was really rushing anything, if you saw. I think once Secret got the Aegis, they're like, okay, chill. Everything's good.
Mid one manages to put a little fear in Vici Gaming. They back out of the Roshan pit. Then now they've got track on them.
If there's anything I think Nisha will really come to regret, it's that he didn't go for the BKB before the butterfly. Because I think that one engagement where he just kept getting tossed into the air when he had Aegis would have been really different if he has BKB there. Because he doesn't really lack for damage. Remember when he only had the Hurricane Pike and he was still killing everybody?
Yeah.
That still kind of happens. That's the best part about TB. You just have Manta and Hurricane Pike, you're dealing like...
Yeah, the butterfly, like the damage you're getting out of the butterfly, he certainly doesn't need the protection from physical damage. It's all magic damage that's killing him. So,
what an interesting game. I will definitely watch this replay.
The Monkey King set up in the trees right now. Vici Gaming. Necrophos with level 21. Shiva's coming in soon. That'll help slow down the damage quite a lot. They're going to try and make the initiation with mid one. Nisha's here. The Puppy goes for the call, misses on Fade, and now the Brewmaster is going to try and return with his ultimate. And Secret, knowing that split is out, cannot fight anymore. Looks like Puppy can't even make it out as he's going to be run down by the Snowball. Mid one's actually coming in from the side here. Throws out the Wukong's command. They're already out of it before it actually gets laid down. So Secret trying to still force the fight. Puppy made the call that he was going to buy back, that they should try and force the fight anyway, but now they're just barreling into the high ground. Nisha's going to try and do it with his BKB. They're all running around. The Ghost Route out from Ori is going to allow him to survive a little bit longer and manage to get the Walrus Punch. Is that enough distance for Ori? Turning around, thinking about a snowball save. There you go. Now he managed to get the call, but it's only illusion.
the
Eclipse is going down with the Reaper Scythe as well. They cut down Terrorblade. Dead for 2 minutes. Secret getting wiped here with Vici Gaming losing nothing.
Oh, man. The way that they're taking fights is unreal. They're so good about their positioning. They split so well. The ring doesn't really do anything at this point. Zai in the corner there. You should have stayed.
Let's be real. They could have just run through mid. They didn't really need to chase Zai here.
Oh, man. That was
But
was
yeah,
well fought.
I mean, Minwan pops his BKB and very clearly telegraphs, I'm going for you right now, and everyone just runs away.
Yeah, I think part of it too is that Nisha is very focused on using the reflection on the Necro.
Yeah.
But I think it's more important that you get it on the pop.
For sure.
Because if you get it on the Paparazzi, it forces him to get out no matter what. And they're just getting out team fought at this point.
Yeah.
It's just good positioning.
It was just so strange, the fact that they... I thought the moment the split went down and Puppey was caught, I was like, everyone,
Retreat,
like, reset. Like, you don't fight that. You've already lost your axe and the split is already down from Yang.
Oh god,
like,
look at Bruce Farm now. He's got a full AC.
Dude, that man is gigantic.
So now you have a ton of armor. This is the way I think you deal with
Terrorblade?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, reflection.
Like the way that they're doing this is beyond me. I mean, Vici's just such a good team right now.
Super smart.
Yeah, like normally, no lie about it. Like Luna is not. It feels really rough, which is why Secret took TV last, because they're like, this is our trump card pick, and maybe it should have been, but as it stands right now, things are bottoming out as they
now the bouncing
blades. They know that TV doesn't have buyback. It's just over.
The entire base.
It's just over.
They didn't need to go Roshan. Apparently, they could have just ended the game with the Terrorblade still down for 25 seconds. They throw the axe up in the air to make sure he can't get the initiation. Wukong's command out. They're gonna just try and get out of that circle, focus on the throne, and the Luna looking to be able to end the game. The Glyph's gonna be able to buy them a few more seconds, but without their Terrorblade, it's just not possible. And Vici Gaming will take game 1 in this series.
Wow. Wow, that is a good team right there. That is a smart team. And
they had such confidence. You know, it looked like they were never worried about the Terrorblade farming.
No,
they were just like, we have a Necrophos that's good against Terrorblade. We're gonna outscale him. We're gonna farm really well on 3 of our cores, as you said. Item decisions, super important.
I think this is one of the few times where I'm like, wow, item decisions actually really determined the game. It's like, I'm really curious to see what the panel has to say about this, because I don't want to touch on it too much to take it away from them, but I think, for example, they got all the items that they were supposed to get on the side of Vici. I thought their item decision and their, just like their decision making in general was so good across the board. Yeah. And at the same time, it was, I think Nisha, sometimes you get this idea, like as a carry, like, you know what, I'm farming really well. Let me get another item that helps you farm a little bit faster. Let me get this butterfly. Like, let me do some more damage. You needed that BKB. When you had that Aegis, you want to utilize that Aegis.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good to get a BKB when you have Aegis, because you think to yourself, like, I already have one way of setting up the fight. But you saw in that one fight where they started to turn the game around. Just tornadoed repeatedly. You lost your team. Sure, you preserved the Aegis, but that was the fight that you needed. If you win that fight, you go bottom, you take racks.
Yeah.
Then the game is real hard. Everyone has an extra like 2,000 gold.
All right, well, you've had your say about it. Now let's see what the analysts think about the item decisions on this game 1 between Secret and Vici Gaming.
Indeed we will. Thanks very much. Cap and Blitz. We'll come back to our commentary team, of course, for game number 2. But first, let's break down Vici Gaming's thunderous victory in the opening game here. Kyle and Fogg are back with us. Questions around item builds, Kyle, and also a few mistakes here and there from Secret, and it almost felt at times like it was an unwinnable lineup for them as well.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Blitz. I love when teams make the right item decisions, and a big thing that TB can do to punish auras is the reflection, where you steal them, right? But when Brew plays to just blink in and split, that Earthbane is running around with the Vlads and an AC, comboed with the Radiance on the Necrophos. Like, he went the build that you go on Necro, a Yules or a Hood into Radiance, especially against Illusion Cores. They just ran out of damage on the side of Secret. And even the Luna, you know, going for a Hurricane Pike earlier, BKB, you just avoid damage, win the fight in the duration of your silence and split. All it takes is 1, they throne, GG.
Yep. I mean, it sounds very simple, but they played very well.
I thought they played those team fights immaculately. Like, there was some like situations where Secret would get a jump, but for the most part, it was Vici just responding absolutely perfect. Like Puppey, we were sitting in the other room, like Puppey couldn't even have a game, pretty much. I think it also comes down to the fact that they have like these 2-4 positions on Secret. They have Puppey, actually like 3-4 positions kind of in a way in this game, right? They have Puppey, Yepsor, and Zai all the way down on the bottom, and they're lacking vision on the map a lot of the time. We even saw like the wards placed. It was like 40 by the silencer in comparison to like 16 by the axe and like 5 by the Rubik.
And so Networth showed that as well. Like, he was a warder.
It was definitely difficult. So they didn't get like some big items that I thought could really help. Puppey was unable to get these calls that would be great. Paparazzi was just fantastic with his Hurricane Punch usage. And then Fade, I mean, this Tusk ended 4th on the net worth in this game. Like, unbelievable item decisions. We were looking and we're like, why is he taking, oh my god, he has Greaves in this fight. Like, holy crap. It was really, really well played by Vici.
Yep. Yeah, very well played overall. We picked out Ori as the MVP, but I mean...
We did?
Yeah. But we could have picked anyone. Could have picked Paparazzi.
No,
Could have picked Fade.
it was Fade.
Right.
And Tusk was, that was perfect. Like he won fights. So the hero is, it's hard to pick because it's very dependent on the game itself. In a good Tusk game, Tusk is just going to take over. In a bad Tusk game, you feel completely worthless. And this was a great Tusk game, and he did very well. Great synergy with his draft because when you're saving Necro, I believe that preserves the Heartstopper aura. Like, just really cool stuff that you can do with the hero in this game, and there's really no way for Secret to play around it.
Or he did well. Or he did good in the lane. He did give up a kill. That was a little weird to mid one, but overall he did. I mean, the Monkey King just had like no game. It was pretty much Nisha versus the world in this one. He had what? I think Nisha ended with like 500 last hits, and the next highest on his team was like 130. When you see that you have your full distribution of farm onto your Terrorblade, and you're playing versus a lineup that is very good at controlling a single hero that's going to do the most damage in the lineup.
Yep.
I think Blitz was saying it, right? He just gets Chain Tornadoed, or he gets Reaper Sight. He just gets, they focus all the attention on Nisha, and then they're like, okay, whatever. This Monkey King's not doing anything.
So I again point towards you need a Tinker, I think, in that game. It makes it a bit weirder, but you're never going to win fights. Like we said, you got to capitalize on your ability to make pickoffs happen, skirmishes, and specifically, Tinker takes different farm areas than a Monkey King does, whereas Terrorblade is effectively just sweeping the map out. What is mid one supposed to do? He really has nowhere to farm. You can't go jungle. Like Phase Boots Maelstrom is just not what you're feeling, and it was just a good. I don't want to take anything from Vici. They played great. That was really well done.
Did play very well indeed. Thank you very much, gents. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, of course, Secret get another chance to bite at the cherry to see if they can pick up another point. But it's marching on. Business as usual for Vici. They're 5 out of 5. We'll see you soon.